Hello and welcome back to Starfield 2026. We're doing the update here. This is the Free Lanes update has come out. I've got the DLCs loaded. I picked up the Tracker Alliance stuff, and we have a number of other creations that they're loaded and running. They're kind of cool. So yeah, this is a modified run, unabashedly so. Since the last episode, I went out and did my shopping. Well, I went and finished looting up the Nova Galactic star yard there. Remember, we ran through there. I said, I'll come back and loot the junk. I came back and I looted all the junk. It took a while. But in amongst there, I did find a few digipicks and some credits and a whole bunch of junk. And yeah, sold them all off. And we ended up with a decent inventory of things. I didn't find any better weapons. Apparently, I got all the weapons that I came through. I've sold off all of the spacesuit stuff except what I'm carrying. Oh, I did. Oops. Console here. The console comes up too easily. Wish I could bind that to, like, Control Alt Shift tilde or something. I reserve the console for special things like if we get soft locked. Almost forgot, I should have opened this up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting things in this storage area that I want to be very, very careful to not sell. Okay. And I do want to keep. And I'm going to include things like the magazines. I think we get the benefit the first time you pick up a magazine, and quest slates and such I'll drop in here. And currently we've got our magazines, we've got our spacesuits, the Mr. Gravis suit that came with the mod. That's from a creation, and I think it is overpowered. I will start wearing it at some point, probably when we start having trouble with ground combat. We've got the Constellation spacesuit the Constellation gave us. Actually, let's switch to the Constellation spacesuit and such, because we're going to be going out and doing some Constellation things. So let's put this Chameleon deep core back, and all this. We're putting back some really nice gear. We're going to keep that other stuff. Well, we'll wear the Constellation gear for now. Apparel, we've got our glasses, our hair flower, and our trinkets. We do have creations added for apparel from the Crimson Fleet and apparel from Varun. I'm not sure when I want to bring those in. We could actually craft that stuff. We'll have to gather materials to craft it. But for now, we'll just, we'll wear what we find. We've got our weapons. Good selection, really decent selection. I've tried to vary what kind of ammo it's using here. Inventory add-on. Well, I guess pour one out for Star UI inventory. Apparently, the guy that maintains Star UI hasn't actually done any updates in a couple of years, and it broke a little bit a while back. And now, of course, it's currently completely broken, and people are recommending another UI, which, by the way, on its creation page says this is probably going to be broken. I'm not going to maintain it, but it works. So we're looking for a decent user interface add-on. Anyway, this allows me to sort by DPS, so I can get my best weapons up at the top. Like I said, we have a broad range of ammo. Each gun takes its own kind of ammo, so as we run out of ammo, we can switch to a different gun. The difference is the Grendel and the Eon use the same ammo. They both have about the same DPS. The Grendel is fully automatic, so I can just hold down the trigger and hose it. Problem is that the Grendel also uses ammunition 3 times as fast, so I can sacrifice ammunition to get fully automatic operation. We'll do that when we have a ton of ammunition. Well, notice we can also sort by value per mass, so we can do things like sell off the cheap stuff. Anyway, let's go talk to Sarah and
I hope Barrett makes it back to us.
pick her up as a companion. She's out at the ship. And we'll go start on one of the other quests. I think we're going to go get Barrett this time. This may be a longer recording because I want to do several things. I guess spoilers, but it's not important.
Staring at trees, sounds upset. Whatever it is, it can't be that bad, right?
We'll be able to recruit Heller and Lin from Vectera. So we're going to be recruiting Heller, we're going to be recruiting Lin, we're going to be building a base, and we will be recruiting Barrett. And Heller and Lin we're going to put at the base. And I did a little bit of a check, and the weapons that I want to put on the ship are actually there now. So I'm also going to upgrade the ship. And I could have fast traveled to the ship. I probably should have. This is going to be a longer episode. Maybe I want to start using fast travel more. What am I saying, longer episode? My first episode was over 2 hours. I would like to be doing these in nice 1 hour chunks. People of my generation were basically taught as children to have attention spans of about an hour for any one thing. I don't know about other generations, but you know, our school classes were about an hour. Most of the good TV shows are about an hour. So yeah, focusing on one thing for an hour is about right, and that continues in my life. I work best in 1 hour chunks, but you know, you get involved in something like this. You know, you saw that on the first episode of this series, and I'll go for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. So, what do we want to do about this? This thing is not big enough. We need more space. I'm going to be bringing aboard more crew, so we need to expand this and put better weapons on it. First off, hey Sarah,
Always.
what should you come with?
Point the way and we'll be off.
Okay, you're coming with, and we're going to go back out here, and I am going to refit the ship.
On this trip? I could use a few moments to unwind.
Need some work done? Hey, what can I do for you? Sure, have at it.
So, I am going to get into the shipbuilder here. We are going to start pulling this thing apart and putting it back together. Well, first of all, I'm gonna start by replacing our base level module here. We're going to keep the old module. We're going to put in a new module. So I get into HABs. Hey, there's some new parts here. Nova Galactic double decker. Oh my. I'm wondering, what does the interior of these look like? I think I'm going to hold off on that until I am ready to build a larger ship. 2x2x2. Oh my goodness. These are nice juices. I'm going to have to do some serious exploration of this thing. But we're going to start off with the good old Nova Galactic Engineering Bay. And there are two variants of this. There's an empty variant that allows you to build out the interior. Now that takes resources. I haven't been accumulating resources. So we're going to start off with the furnished one. We're just going to put it in place like that. So we're going to stretch this out a little bit. And you're going to go on there, and you're going to go on there. Just like that. So that gets our crew is up to 3. So this adds, the engineering bay adds a crew station. It also adds space, and I will be replacing with an empty one in the future so I can control what goes in there, so I can put in crafting stations and such. That's in place of building a much larger ship that uses modules that are dedicated to crafting stations. Now, what else do I want to do? I am going to add in a completely new setup in terms of engines, grav drive, and reactor. And I will be picking a new docker. I will also be picking new fuel and shields. So there we've stripped it back. Those are the parts we're keeping. I'm going to start from the front. So here I'm going to be saying fuel. I'm going to give us more fuel. So we're going from 50 fuel to 140. I'm going to get 2 of these. That will extend how far we can fly without the implicit refueling that happens during flight. This comes into play invisibly. Okay, but just bear with me. I found that boosting that up helps. So now. Reactors. We were using the cheap one. I want to go with one that has 16. I could go with the 340T. 16. So difference between these two. The upper one has a higher repair rate and a higher hull capacity and a higher health. Let's go with that. Now this guy, we want to do the grav drive. I think this was a 150. Anyway, it was fairly low jump thrust. We're looking for 16 jump thrust. So there's 16 jump thrust with 52 health. 16 with 52 health. And this is Class B. So there's 3 classes of ships. It's kind of like your driver's license. You can drive a car, but you're not. You aren't set up to drive a commercial vehicle or whatever. Class A ships are what we're flying right now. Once we get better at piloting, we'll be able to build Class B ships. And the Class B ships can use Class B reactors. So the class of the ship is based on the reactor. And there are engines that require Class B reactors. Class B reactor, you can still use Class A engines. Okay. Oh, right. It's limited because I brought it up by hitting this connection point. This brings up only the parts that will connect to that point. Anyway, so the idea is that it's like larger and larger ships, Class B, Class C. So your class, if you got a Class C, say, turret, in order to fit it, you have to have a Class C reactor. But you can still use Class A weapons on a ship with a Class C reactor. Does that make sense? Anyway, there's our grav drive. Could use either one of these. The Helios looks more like the one that was there, so we'll do that. And now we want engines. We were using the White Dwarf 2000s. We're going to step up to the 2100. It's not a big upgrade, but it is an upgrade. It's not the best engine in the game by far. Well, we're not going to see best stuff until we're level 60 or so. So we've got engines, we've got reactor. So the key parts on the ship are always the reactor, the grav drive, and the engines. There's a landing bay. You have to have a landing bay. And you need a docker. We're going to use this one. Actually, no, I'm going to go with a different docker. I'm going to go with this slim docker. I'm going to put it on top. So if we dock with a station or a ship, it's going to dock up here. Oh, shields. I missed shields. Shield generators. We only have these 2 available to us right now. We're going to go up to the big one. There we go. And now the weapons. We're going to get rid of these pop guns. Remember what I said during our early combat about using a laser to take down the shields because they have good damage on the shields, and then using a ballistic weapon to take down the hull. Well, the disruptor electron beam and its related things, these are particle beam weapons. And they affect both hull and shield. You can see there on the left. The other thing nice about these is if you looked at all of the ranges, most of them cap out at about 3,000. Missiles go much longer, but they take time to fly. These have a range of 3,500. Most enemies have weapons, lasers, and ballistics with a range of about 3,000. So if you can maintain your distance from an enemy, you can shoot at them, and they can't shoot at you. We're not going to be able to do that quite yet, but I do like to fit the beams. It does mean that we can put 4 of these on. This will use up, well, we need to assign it to a hot button here. It will use up 12 pips of power, but these, if you're fully powered, they can fire almost continuously, and you don't need to switch weapons when the shields go down. You can shoot at a guy that has shields, it'll take down their shields, it'll take down their hull, and so on. And it's actually really nice for that. What else are we missing? Well, we've got cargo. I'm going to move the cargo there. Let's take a look at the kinds of parts we've got, just as a quick cross-check. So bays, we've got a landing bay. We've got a modest amount of cargo. You can see we have 250 cargo. We're going up by 210. Oh, that would be going up by 210 if we added one of those. Dope. We've got a modest amount of cargo on board. Cockpits. I think we're starting out with the Magellan C2. The C1 and C1X are wider. It's a more comfortable cockpit. I'm not sure if I can fit those. I'm going to see if a C1X will fit. It does fit. Downside is it doesn't have any place to put weapons on the right. So I would have to move my weapons down to here. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, let's do that. I won't need this structure anymore because my weapons are moved down. You are disruptor. I don't normally make quite this many changes to the ship early on. Okay, that gives us a slightly more spacious cockpit. It means I could take away this structural unit here if I wanted to. Yeah, let's take it away. I am going to put in, just for fun, how about a porthole and a porthole? I'm pretty sure that the front wall of this guy was blank. If I put a porthole here, there's a little area inside. I think it's like a bathroom and such that would go away. So you got to be careful about your porthole placements. Now, long run, this isn't going to work well for us because we still need places to put other things. I can move the fuel tanks back. I'm thinking later on we add cargo, but we've got this space here for cargo. Okay, that's good enough. We are losing some cargo space. The C1X has less cargo than the C2 had. That's all right. Lose a little cargo. Our jump range is up to 19 light years. Cruise up to 3. Hull and shield are up. Our mobility is up. That caps out at 100. Top speed is 150. Class A engines typically have a top speed of 150. And we got a little heavier. We have some warnings here. This says that we have possibly 3. We can make 3 weapon assignments, and we've only got 1. Well, I only need 1. So it's going to warn us that we don't have the other 2, but that's just a warning. If we didn't have enough landing gear, or we were missing a module, or if there's a module floating in space that was not connected to the ship, those will come up as errors. So we're done here. You can also buy a vehicle. Let's go ahead and do that. If I've got the credits, we might as well get the vehicle
You
going.
should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple. Okay, no problem.
Okay, so we should have 2 vehicles. 4 planets of the vehicle. We've got a... Oops. So it's only giving us the ability to buy the RAV-8. It's unfortunate because we've got the Daemog unlocked.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it's not letting me buy the other vehicle until we've bought the Daemog. Okay, well, we've bought the RAV-8. Let's go ahead and purchase the RAV-8. Oh, we don't have the credits. Okay. So, anyway, we'll get a ground vehicle. I was hoping to just go directly to the creation, the Daemog that we got downloaded. See what that's like. Okay, so we are still good here. Spare is in place. This is the engineering bay. All this space. And at some point we're going to be changing this to an empty one and putting our own stuff in it. And then upstairs we have the module. And given where it's put this, what I want to do is I want to move things around so that... Well, do I want to? I could move the entrance so I could put all the ladders in the back. No, I fiddle around enough. We've got all the things. We've got a research station on board ship. That's great. No crafting. Notice the digipick that normally spawns here. I already picked it up. It's not an infinite supply of digipicks, but let's catch a quick nap to get our experience point buff.
Get back to the world, eh?
Oh, Sarah went upstairs. Yeah. This pack is not enough oomph for me to fly from one floor to the next. Okay, so who should I do first?
All important, but if you want a direction, I'd grab Barrett first. He's not just an old friend. He's been all over the settled systems.
Okay, so let's make that. It is back to Vectera. And because I'm anticipating doing a lot, I'm going to start using all of the fast travel tricks.
It appears things have gone downhill since the last time you were here. Argos has clearly washed its hands of this operation.
Let's get a picture of Lin. Lin's not happy. find out why she's not happy.
Well, you're back.
Lin!
Oh no, don't start. I've had enough Barrett for one lifetime. I don't need the sequel showing up on my doorstep. More pirates showed up when you were gone. We weren't as lucky this time. Calvert, Troy, some of the new Dusties. They didn't make it. You're right. You tell yourself you got deadlines, that the credits are what matter. But it's people doing the job, not machines. You think if you're strict with them that they'll focus on the work, give you a little distance if things go wrong. But you want them to win. Every boss does. Anyway, I was pinned down behind some crates with Barrett. Bullets and laser fire everywhere. No smile on that damn carefree face of his. Like he knew this was it. I started steeling myself to go out fighting. Then that idiot puts his hand on my shoulder and says, "Stay here, Lin. I got you."
Not quite. Barrett is more dangerous than you might think.
Next thing I know, 2 of the pirates are dead, and he's got the 3rd one in a headlock. Drags him out into the open at gunpoint and demands to talk, or else I'm going to demonstrate Newton's 3rd law on this guy's temporal lobe. And that's when they brought out Heller. I didn't overhear everything, but after the 10 longest seconds of my life, Barrett put his hands up, and both of them ended up getting taken aboard the pirate ship. And that's the last I saw of either of them. They could have grav-jumped anywhere. I tried pinging a transmission to the ship in the comms building before they left, but the pirates must have fried it. You want to try it? Go ahead. But the odds of them being alive, even if you could find them... I've lost a lot of people on this run, Dusty. I just want to pack up.
Okay, so... need to figure out what happened. Start picking these up. These are emergency power cells, and they are ultra useful. We'll be picking those up. I'm going to put this mining outpost on my little list inside my head of places to come back and loot off camera. But we're going to pick up all the emergency power cells we can. Oh, let me check something. Yeah, I had a skill point I didn't spend. I got security unlocked. I really want to unlock piloting, but I realized just now I never put any points in stealth. I do need to have a point in stealth so I get a stealth meter. So my level 5 point's going to go there. The reason that I suddenly thought about skills was because we are going to possibly need some skills up here. And yeah, so I picked up a skill that isn't appropriate, but I had the skill that was appropriate. So we're good. I will explain what's going on as it happens. Looking through here, normally you don't pick up the power cells until later, but I'm going to pick them up as soon as I see them to make sure I get every single one I can find. You never know when one will come in handy. Ooh, Vectera control room key. This will allow us to get into a room without picking a lock. I do want to pick the lock, so I'm not going to pick up the key. And we're going to pick this lock. Oh, that lock is too difficult. Oh, that's right. I've already maxed out my... I think I've maxed out the lock picking, so I don't need to do any more lock picking until I put a point into it. Maybe I should have put that point in here. Oh well. I guess we can go with the key, since I don't need to pick a lock. Any more power cells? The first time I played this, I spent a long time hunting for power cells. Or not just for here, there's other places where you need them. And that kind of left a lasting impression. So yeah, we'll come back and loot all the junk for Vectera. In fact, let me make a note of that really quick. To do, loot these locations. Vectera mining outpost. Okay, I've made a note of it. I might forget. It's going to be a long enough session, and we're going to ignore looting this place until after the session, so... So these are where you put the power cells. If you put in a power cell, you can't take it out. Okay? You consider it expended. And we could have gotten a lock-picking point there if we needed one. There's a digipick. Communications computer. So look for a power source. So now we continue looking for power sources. The reason why I could have just used the security to grab the thing, but now this has highlighted a bunch of power sources for us. It didn't used to do that. It didn't used to do that on the initial release. I'm not sure when that got patched in. At some point, it started highlighting them. But yeah, you got the quest to go get power sources. And if you didn't have the quest, for example, you couldn't get a power source out of the robot. And you couldn't get a power source from Lin.
Don't see what good it will do since...
So it used to be the 3 power sources you could find were in the robot and on Lin. And there's one machine in here you get a power source from. All the ones that were just lying around, they weren't there on initial release to my knowledge, or maybe I just never noticed them. Again, we'll come back and loot the heck out of this place later. Okay, so we've got one out of the med bay. Really quick loop through here to see if I find any more emergency power cells. I actually suspect that the power cells were always there, just that my eyes weren't really tuned to be looking for them. These days I can see them pretty quick. I think we may have all of them. So what we're going to do is we'll end up leaving our emergency power cells in the ship's hold. So they'll be, at hand, nearby, but not too close. Okay, now, normally you would use 3 of those power cells here. You'd no longer have them in inventory. Okay, but we don't want to do that. I'm going to use my security. Remember, I put a point in security a while back so I could pick locks. This allows you to just pull the data storage out, not use the power cells, so we still got power cells in inventory. Boom, 8 of them now. That's good. And by doing that extra little thing of taking the quest, hey Sarah, we're done here. We got 3 more. So there were 5 that were just laying around, plus the 3 that you can only get if you have the quest. This is saying, let's flip over, just looking at the main quest. It says, listen to emergency transmission 1. You have to actually listen to it. before it'll trick. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. Just getting it going is actually enough. But we're going to listen to the whole thing. It's not long.
Can't believe we got into this mess. Would you be quiet? Trying to make out the grav jump calculations before we're out of range. Out of range of what? Out of range of the sensor array on Vectera. Would you keep up? Once we're outside the star system, the bandwidth goes from instant speed to effectively never. What good is sending a transmission down there? You gonna tell Lin how royally screwed we both are? She doesn't even have a ship. You underestimate how many of my admirers there are in the galaxy, Heller. One of them is bound to show up, looking to reunite with this handsome face. We're doomed. Capital D, doomed. Got it, okay. Whoever finds this, I'm attaching the interstellar coordinates to the metadata on the transmission. Rescue us. Repeat. Rescue us.
Okay, so we have our next thing. What says return to Lin. Anyway, we've got to return to Lin and have her peel the coordinates out.
Get that computer working again? What? Let me see that. Funny. Even knowing he's alive, I still never want to see him again. Heller, on the other hand. Okay. Let me send you the location data embedded in the transmission. Find them, okay? Well, don't start buying me stuffed animals for my birthday or anything. But yes, alright. I don't like seeing my people hurt. Even Barrett and Heller. Just get after them, okay? And hey, if you ever need a little extra help, I've been thinking about a career change lately. Maybe it's time to put Argos behind me.
Okay, so we're going to recruit Lin.
Seems like you've been keeping busy, Dusty. If, you find yourself in need of a capable traveling companion, we should talk. My contract's up with Argos, and I could use a change of scenery.
So Lin has 3 points of expertise in outpost management and 1 in demolitions. I'm not exactly sure how that all maps onto bonuses when she's with me or on the ship or in an outpost, but she's a natural to run an outpost, so I will be assigning her to an outpost when I've got one, which will be shortly.
I'm not fussy about assignments. I'll go where I'm needed.
So for now, we're just going to have her assigned to the ship. So we've got 2 out of 3 crew on the ship now. Sarah doesn't count. She's got this leadership thingy, which says when she's on board the ship, she expands the crew capacity of the ship by 1. So we got these 2 out of 3.
Right. I'll get to work. Let's catch up later.
Later on, we will have the ability to put a lot more crew on the ship. But for now, we just got to juggle things around so we never have more than 3 crew or 4, including Sarah. Vasco, what are you doing inside? You're supposed to be wandering outside the ship. Okay, so fast travel Altair 1.
This is Research Outpost U-309 to any and all 3-star collective craft. We are under heavy fire. Hostile spacers are overrunning our position on Altair 2. I'm not sure how much longer our outpost can hold on. We don't have much time. Private Mahoney out.
Okay, so we don't have enough reactor to do what I want to do here. What I will do is I'm going to give full power to the shields and engines, which means we're going to end up with about half power to the weapons. Weapons are still going to do good damage. That's as fast as they can shoot, and I can just do that over and over. If I had the weapons full. So basically, we're cutting our damage of our weapons down like that. But it's still better damage than we would get with the original weapons. As we can get better reactors, that will go up. Let's scan the planet. And we can now see all the resources on the planet. Really, really good idea to always scan before you land. And now we're going to just land at Barrett and Heller.
Beginning landing.
Okay. And this is where having the little ship would have come in handy. It's a bit of a hike to Barrett and Heller. Yeah, 400 meters. Now I am wearing a spacesuit. Why is it giving me problems with, gases on the planet or anything else? It should be just shrugging that stuff off. I mean, it's a spacesuit. Anyway, oh well. I guess if they wanted to have planetary environmental hazards, they could either have normal level hazards that we would expect to see and have them cut through the normal suits, or ramp up the hazard to cut through what we expect out of a suit, which would mean that the visibility and all of that would be just awful. Anyway, balance is good for gameplay. Even if sometimes you get a little grumble from me about, oh, but a spacesuit would shrug this stuff off. Although, let me count how many times I've worn a spacesuit in my real life. There, you want me to do it again? Not a spacesuit expert. Just have expectations. Hey, Heller.
Hey, it's you. And here I thought you was some pirate coming back to kill me. Lucky me, right? Nah, I'll be alright. Just, wasn't trying to move around too much with all the painkillers and nausea meds running through me.
You should let us help you. There's no reason for you to have to suffer needlessly.
Man, I was so terrified when I got pulled on board that pirate ship. Barrett was all, sorry, brother, I'll get us out of this. Trust me. Oh, I'm getting to that. He tells me we need to start pretending to fight each other. Trick the pirates into thinking they need to come in before one of us gets killed. I just remember him shouting, "This kid is a killer. How am I supposed to defend myself against these pearly whites? He's gonna bite my face off." I mean, I didn't think it would work, but they came in. All of a sudden, we were wrestling with two of them. Barrett reached for one of their guns. Bingo. Blasted the pilot right in the back. Through to the flight console. And dropped orbit like a rock off a high rise. I blacked out. And when I came to, there he was. Smiling like it was just another day on the job. You missed the fun part, Heller. I mean, I go through all the trouble of saving your butt, and you weren't even awake to notice. Then he did the little finger gun thing. Oh yeah, probably should have talked about that first. Did I mention I'm on a lot of painkillers? So, I was real excited when a ship showed up. Then, less excited when I realized
It was a Crimson Fleet ship. And then, really less excited when Barrett said, "It's okay, I got this." He mumbled something to him, and they were all gone. I was drifting in and out, but yeah, I think so. Got a signal from the ship before they grav jumped. Guessing it was Barrett. Haven't really been in a good space to have a listen. Here you go. Hey, I should come with you, right? I don't think anyone else is coming. Yeah, just, don't ask me to operate any heavy machinery for a while. Give me a minute. I think the worst of it is... Yeah, I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Ready to wisecrack with the best of them. Let me know when you want to head out.
When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock. Whew. Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that. For a second there, I thought you were gonna leave me behind. What's on the agenda today? You got it. Catch you on the flip side, boss. Thanks for letting me tag along.
You've given the fleet a lot of trouble, Barrett. Hey, since when is surviving being attacked causing trouble? Isn't that just fighting back? Hey, pilot, could you move your arm a little bit to the left? I can't make out the console. Don't move! He's trying to figure out our destination. Probably transmitting this conversation right now while we're still in orbit. Well, yeah, thought I was making that pretty obvious. Okay, put the gun down. I'm done. See?
Just give the what?
Time
I
up.
have something I need
Once
to
we get back
discuss
to
with
the
you.
base, the fun starts.
Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, what's up?
All right, bye for now.
Hello. Goodbye.
Thanks for taking the time to talk. I wanted to ask you about the artifact you found on Vectera. When you pulled it from the rock, held it in your hands for the first time, how did you feel? No, I don't think you understand. I know about the visions, the light, and the music. How did you feel inside? What were your thoughts? Raw energy? I've never heard that one before. I shouldn't be surprised. The artifacts aren't exactly what you'd call normal. True, true. But hey, how else would you describe it? The artifacts are so different, so alien. And I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. Quite the mystery. Oh, that's an excellent question. You'd think after years of gathering data about the artifacts, I'd have the perfect answer to that. But I haven't the faintest idea. Frustrating? No. Bewildering? Yes. It would be, oh, well, an explorer's dream to solve a mystery like this. I knew I picked the right person for the job. Look, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk, and for keeping an open mind. And I also wanted to say, well, I'm pleased we're on this journey together. It's the best decision I've made in quite a long time.
Okay. Let's go rescue Barrett.
Touching down. Can't even imagine to tell you the number of inhospitable worlds like these that I've visited.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
Okay, on the other side of that rock is the pirate base. And we need to get in there and rescue Barrett. Which means we are probably going to be killing a lot of pirates. That's good. That's experience points. Later on, when I've got a really good backpack and a lot of skill using it in NG pluses, I can run across there and jump in and not even engage the pirates, just go right inside the building and continue it from there. But we have to take care of the guys that are outside. Well, we found that mine. So he's inside. What are these guys all shooting at? I'm gonna see if I can just run in. Oh, they're not even seeing me hardly. And we're in without getting hit. Yay! It's a lot easier to do it that way. Less experience points, but yeah.
Oh yeah. There's no certainty to the universe at all. Once you really start getting out there, the laws of physics kind of turn into suggestions.
Pulling my leg again, right? No exaggerations this time.
So we're going to come back and loot the heck out of this place too. Let me make notes here. So we've got Vectera mining outpost. We've got hold on, where was that other one? Altair 1. So actually there wasn't a whole lot going on Altair 1, but I do need to hit Bessel III. Actually, was this called?
Was King Arthur riding on it too?
Okay, it was more of an extreme.
I should be writing these down as I get to them. Ransacked research outpost.
File in the vague shape of a horse. But my point still stands. You need an open mind out there. You go into...
Do I have wine? I have wine. That'll help our persuasion a bit.
Tightly wound. shit. You actually found me.
I wish I could say this is the first time this has happened with Barrett. But, well, it isn't.
Well, this is turning into a regular Constellation party, isn't it? I should have brought drinks.
Okay.
Well, you didn't need to worry too much. Matsura the Grim here is actually a wonderful host.
No reason captivity should be unpleasant.
See, that's what I mean, Matsura. Real considerate.
I have enjoyed our time together, Barrett. But I can't just let you go with nothing to show for it. Is Constellation willing to pay ransom in exchange for this man's freedom?
So I'm going to persuade. I could let Sarah talk, which would get me points with her, but I really need to work on my persuasion.
You want me to end all this with nothing to show for it?
Yes, I do. I'm not sure. We could try this. Now, let's go with the green ones this time.
More entertaining than most hostages.
I don't have very high persuasion.
Nobody wants that.
Even the greens aren't a sure thing, so we might fail. Oh, critical success. Yay!
It has some good friends, it seems. Very well. You're all free to go.
Now, persuasion.
Pleasure, Matsura. Really. And good luck out there with all the, you know, hurting people and taking their money.
Persuasion is one of those ones where you don't get to try it often enough, so I always, you know, put a point in persuasion whenever I can. So our next level up skill point is going to be bringing our persuasion up to level 2. Yay! And these guys out here should now be friendly, right? Yep. And now it's time to go make our outpost. Bessel III-b. There should be a Kintech mining survey here.
Get this shit moving.
I am pretty sure that I included the... there it is. The alternative is to... I have found this location manually a number of times, and it's a really nice place to put an outpost. So the way you would do that, if we wanted to ignore the beacon, is you would find a place where you've got... If you poke on that says this is mountains, and mountains are going to have some kind of resource. And here's hills, they have some resource. So if you find a place that's got mountains next to hills, you can get a base that has both of those resources. We also have hills. We got hills and a rocky desert and mountains. And the three of them come together in one place here. And you can actually learn to find it, but Kinnear went ahead and put a beacon on it. Put some resources there and so on. Normally I would, if I was doing a long play without doing any cheesing, I'd go out and I would acquire all the resources before I came here. Or I would put the marker and then go out and gather the resources and come back and build. But I'm going to take advantage of what he's set up.
Good day, Captain.
And we're just going to build a minimal base. Investigate the crates. Here's the update. Black Hill base, aluminum, iron, nickel, cobalt, and of course water. And he's got a suggested build list here. And I copied it into my notes at one point. New game, Bessel III-b. Hold on, that's not the text. There we go. So I now have the text of this file. Hold on, that's not the whole thing. It's only... Oh, right. So what I did was I used I basically clipped these as pictures and turned it into text. I was looking at the last one. So I've got the whole thing set up. So now I should be able to build according to his instructions, which I want to do because over here in this box is just enough resources to build the base. And now we need to go build the base. And the place to put the base is over there next to that mountain. That's where the 3 biomes come together. And we're basically going to be placing this marker, and we want all 4 of the available resources plus the water resource to be available. Right now we're just in the biome that has only aluminum. Head over toward the Black Mountain. And like I said, I have built on this location so many times over the last few years that I actually know where to put this. That gets me all 4 of them. But you know, as you run it up to the base of the hill, nickel, aluminum, we've got cobalt, and there's iron off to the left. And you basically, you find the area where it's got all 4 of them, and then you kind of move this around to figure out where it could go, and then you put it kind of in the middle. Which gives you enough space, you know, see all this area, anywhere in here we could put it. I like to put it right where that triangular rock is. There. Oh, you can now build the shared outpost container at your outpost. Allows you to access items in it from other shared outpost containers placed at other outposts. Oh, well that's cool. I will start building those when I build a second outpost. Outpost beacon allows you to build objects in it. We've just built the beacon. Okay, so we hit V, which puts us in a fly cam. And this is all kind of awkward. So, there's our center point. I like to place the extractors first. Now our resources are out on the edge of it. So we're going to put one, there's our aluminum. And we're just going to follow the edges up. That colored patch is our cobalt. And then iron is far to the west, or left, wherever. I'm not sure what direction is what from here. And then nickel is here. So that's got our extractors. I like to put those down first because they're limited on where they can go. And we're going to need power. The other thing that is limited on where it can go, transfer? No. Shared outpost container will, does require outpost management and engineering to put in place. We'll have those once we assign Lin and Heller's, and they will require some structural and some aluminum, so we'll have to come back with those resources. Kinnear obviously didn't have those built in. I am going to put some storage in next to each one of the miners. If I can find them again. Just one. There's you. There's you. He's kind of hard to see. But now if we hook these guys up, these links are nice and bright. Okay, so we got our 4 links. Go back to building, and the observatory is a new creation that I've brought. I don't think I have resources on hand for it. How do I have 99 plus aluminum? Oh my. It must be already mining. Cool. So I am now looking for the ship landing area. Landing pad with shipbuilder. So first of all, get ourselves oriented. Here's the mountain. I'm going to go out from the mountain. Intersects with an existing object. That's no good. Okay, so here's our area. We'd head out this way. What is this existing object that it's got? I guess I have to put it wherever I can. Okay, it's not where I wanted it, but it's okay. We'll build based on where it ended up. Okay, so it ended up like there. That's okay. Since I'm not going to be building an automated fabrication area, basically what we're going to do here is this outpost will be gathering modest amounts of materials into boxes and having them available for me to use locally to build things, which will get us experience points from doing crafting and credits from selling the stuff. And between recordings, I may come here, craft up a bunch of junk and sell it, and so the next recording we would have additional experience and gold. We'll see about that. I don't know how much I'll make use of it. So now we need to build the actual outpost. I'm going to start with the airlock. Here. Okay. And he's got resources for a hydroponic hab B. Something weird about the existing object checks. Okay, we need to delete that one. There we go. Okay, and now we need to go inside the hab and do the rest of the build from inside. Sometimes the weather gets really bad out here. It seems like the outpost building is a little more fiddly in this update. I'm having problems with things saying there's an existing object. Okay, so I'm now external view. I'm standing inside, so if we start to get a storm, I won't be having any environmental stuff. Okay, large landing pad, wind turbines. We're going to need a whole bunch of wind turbines to get us the power. Storage we've got. We've linked it. Actually, let's do... We need crew stations. I need stations for 2 crew. Yep, I've got resources for this. Now, to get these perfectly aligned, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have your back to the window. And you're not perfectly aligned. And you're back to the window. What else do I need in here? I need a bed. Minimum setup here. Actually, let's... Oh! Apparently I've unlocked a bunch of extra beds. I don't recall seeing all of these. These are nice, but I'm going to start with this guy. So Lin and Heller will have a place to sleep. Oh, skill requirements not met. It's showing me things that I can't build yet because I don't have decoration skill. Okay, that's why I haven't seen them, because I never put points in decoration. Bed, bunk bed. Just tuck you back in the corner here. Out of the way. So there's the critical things. We've got place to sleep. We've got place to work. If we want to put a bounty clearance kiosk in, we need a couple zero wire. I think we can make zero wire. Industrial workbench. That's new. Freestar and Crimson Fleet spacesuit workbenches. Cool. Industrial workbench, though, I'm going to put you over here. Can I build some zero wire? Oh, here's all of the clothing we can build. And actually the Crimson Fleet outfits, you can, if you got resources to do it, you can actually upgrade them later to have resistances, and a whole bunch of Varun stuff. So Varun X and Crimson X are loaded. We just need a couple of zero wire for now. Because what I want to add here, where'd it go? Bounty clearance. Actually, I would rather put you on board the ship, but we're going to put one here because our crew is always getting in trouble. And anything else is kind of optional. Oh, let's put in a storage crate. Now, what do the crates look like? Oh, contraband cache is a good-looking storage crate. It actually fits our aesthetic. So I don't know what the differences are between all of these. We could build one of each. Oh, we're running out of structural. Let's take a look at those. I will unbuild them. So this guy, if I go into transfer mode, it says mass limit is 150. 150, they probably all have 150. But let's check. That looks like it should have more storage. 150. Okay, so we got some storage, bounty clearance, bed, crew stations. Oh, power. So we need to put in a whole bunch of power here. I'm just going to start here and see what I can do. Wind turbines take nickel, aluminum, and cobalt. I think we've got all those being mined here. Let's get some extra power going. There we go. And that's run us out of nickel. Now I'm going to wait an hour. That should give our base some time to build some resources. And you see when I bring this up, we have 99 plus of all of those because we are doing nickel, aluminum, and cobalt on this base. So anything used nickel, aluminum, cobalt, I can build here. Now, next step, go to crew, and I'm going to assign Lin and Heller to the Bessel outpost. So Lin and Heller are now going to live in this little glass hab. They're going to have places to work, they're going to have places to sleep, and they got machines to tend, and I assume they've got more going on in their lives than I assign. F, G, and I need to fast travel back to the ship. The ship's actually far away. We're not actually at the outpost yet. So if I go to the star map, I can now fast travel to the outpost. That was supposed to bring my ship. Okay, I guess the outpost was close enough that it said you don't need to take off. So yeah, we are going to try this again. I'm going to take off first, and then we're going to re-land. Actually, I think what I want to do is I'm going to turn off the beacon DLC, the beacon modable. So the beacon can go away. It'll make it easier to land. Oh, wait a minute. Supposedly there's a database now.
Point reached. Orbit stable.
Database, J. Oh. Bodies, favorites, settled, outpost. Okay, we need to favorite some things. We're going to favorite the outpost on Bessel III-b. I'd like to favor the lodge itself. Okay, I guess we could just favor Jemison. So we can go directly to Jemison. Mars, we come back to frequently. I will favorite. Actually, when we go to Mars, generally we got a mission to go there. One of the favorite places that we want to go to when we don't have missions leading us there. Titan's got New Homestead. That's got some shipbuilding parts on it, but we don't go there often. So I can just find that when it's time, but I love their database now. So if I go back to the database, go to outposts, whoops. Oh. Okay. Locations. It's still a lot of clicks, but it's all here. We're going to get rid of the Kintech marker. Okay. How I'm going to do that?
Hailing unknown vessel. Colonists here in distress.
Oh.
We could really use your fleet. Thank you for responding. We had someone jump in and leave without even saying hi. We're with, List, and we're just trying to get to our new home. But our grav drive is old, like really old, and I'm afraid it's giving up the ghost. Listen, we have kids listening, so, let's just say affirmative. Very much affirmative. We have a workbench here, but we need just common old iron. A lot of it. And we should be able to jury-rig some repairs. Any chance you have some?
Oh, lady.
Loads more than the iron's actually worth.
I just built a base that mines iron.
That should do us. Thank you. And this should cover the iron, and then some. We'll be heading out hopefully shortly.
Huh. 1,500 credits for 20 iron. That's nice. She overpaid for that iron, I think. I am thinking that I really want full weapons, even if I'm going to be very slow.
So, how are you feeling, Barrett?
Anyway, let's fix that add-on. We're going to do a save. I'm going to go to creations. And I want to turn off. These are all the things I've got turned on. Trackers Alliance is the creation from Bethesda that they encourage people to buy with the collector's kit. They give you 1,000 credits. This costs 700. I actually bought it, and then later I added the collector's things. I ended up with extra. EIT Clothiers comes with a whole bunch of clothing. Maroon clothing here. Crimson Fleet clothing down there. We've got the observatory, which I haven't built yet. Grab a suit you've seen. There's a quest called the Perfect Recipe, which I have never done. We're gonna pick that up. I can turn this off since I've now established my. Oh, I can't turn it off from here. We're gonna turn off the thing there. Hair and beards, visual affinity. This is the new UI inventory. And he updated it to 101, and then there's a big disclaimer on the creations page for this that says likely to break. Well, it turns out it breaks. In fact, it even says highly unlikely to work correctly. It does work correctly. Yay! Okay. So apparently I need to quit to menu so I can change my load order to get rid of that creation. Don't need it anymore. Let's see. It does take a bit to load the game data. I don't know why. It should show you what it's doing there. It's doing it in the background to hide it, which is normally good because you normally futz around looking at things. But yeah, we want to just come in here and do that. And behind the scenes, it goes reload, reload, reload. Okay, so we now do. I've noticed that I had one save that had a weird timestamp on it. I think it was this one. No. Anyway, there was a save that had a weird timestamp. This is the save we just put down. Nope, don't activate. Use current. Yes. I haven't tried this before, removing, the Kintech stuff. Some mods you can remove and some you can't. I should be able to just remove that mod. And now, I'm just gonna do it from here. So we just have the one thing. Good, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to come here and just do this real quick.
We'll be lucky if we pull anything organic off this rock.
Here we are. I'm going to move this. So we're going to move him. So our ladder's over there. Our base is over here. We're just going to drop this down right here. Now, Lin and Heller at this point should... Oh, there we go. Crew 2. Total power 27, needed power 20. Currently producing 0 per minute because the boxes are full. Hey, there's Lin and Heller pacing back and forth because they've got nothing to do.
Hey, Consola.
always a good day when you come around.
Okay, so let's put some more stuff in. So shared outpost container. Okay, so apparently I have to personally have outpost management and outpost engineering. So this is not something where I just have somebody assigned here that has it. It has to be me. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. And warehouse requires manufacturing 1. Oh, we want to put some water in, don't we? There. So we now have water available to us. What else can I make? All sorts of little things we could put in place here. Oh, fungal turtle. He's new. You have to catch one first. Other variants on that. Oh, so these are various things that you would find and put in little terrariums inside your bases. Cool. Well, if I get one of these, razor-crested beetle, rare earth pig, pygmy coral bug, platy pig, if I get one of these, I will put it in. So I need decoration 1 to do that console. Okay. But let's put in a few things at least. Put in some comfy chairs. Actually, let's face them out.
Expanding the outpost a bit.
What kind of tables do we have here? Oh, coffee tables are on a separate thing. Yeah, coffee tables is what I want. These are all going to be cannot place because I don't have the skill. Got to go back to the simple ones. There, coffee table. So weapon and spacesuit workbenches would go in, but we need cosmetic and fiber and adhesive to put those in. We'll come back and expand this later. All done here. So time to finish up our quest. Return to the lodge.
As I'm eager to explore the universe, there's nothing quite like the feeling of returning home.
Sorry
Okay,
for the wait,
we're going to need to...
Got a little held up on Vectera.
Barrett, you were worried sick.
Well, some of us were.
I see what you did there, Walter. I know you've been seeking
Sarah's mostly not here.
piles of money just waiting for my return.
Actually, Walter has been complaining about you more than usual, which is always a sign when he's worried.
Don't start, Country.
Wait, is that? And to think the first artifact was taking up dust on the library shelf. Now look at them all.
Okay.
You feel it a bit, can't you? Ever since I found the second one, had the visions. Being around them is just comforting. So hey, I'm still not 100%, plus I feel guilty dragging you into all of this. Why don't I stick around? Help you get adjusted to the weird corners of the universe?
Sure, why not?
Marvelous.
So he's now my companion. I need to assign him to the ship because he wasn't previously on the crew.
Something you need?
Yeah, I need you to bring in the rest of your model, Sarah.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects.
So we've now completed this quest. So back to Vectera is now in the completed area. And I need to go back and pick up loot and go sell it. And when we come back, we'll head on to the next quest. We got Barrett in tow. I think the next one's actually going to be going and doing Sam's quest. So Sam is going to replace Barrett the moment we get to Aquila. But that's all right. I will see you on the flip side.